Welcome to another AQ3D video. This is Mads, and this is kind of an unusual video from my side. This is kind of an update video about what happened when they reacted to Yogi's video regarding hackers and him interviewing hackers. So today, AQ3D decided to post an update regarding this called Game Fixes to Judgment Day, which in this segment, the first segment in this, which shows what is this, it's supposed to be yesterday, players brought to our attention a number of concerns about exploits and hacks in the game, which I really don't like that. They said it was only brought to their attention yesterday when when there's a lot of people reporting bugs constantly, reporting hackers constantly. So I don't like that it's been brought to their attention yesterday and not before. So moving along, they said, so we are going to transparently address them here. This will let you know what is not an issue and what is, and how it is being addressed. Okay, so let's see what they show us. So the first segment after that is, why did you not fix these before now? Their response: the team and coders fix bugs pretty much non-stop. If they were fixing bugs pretty much non-stop, then what is being fixed and what is not being fixed? I feel like there's not enough transparency for us players to see. So AE, if you're watching this video, you probably not, but can you be more transparent on showing us these fixes that are being made by the coders and the team, and be more transparent to us? What are you fixing exactly? Otherwise, we can't give you guys credit, and this whole video thing that has been being made and it's been brought to your attention wouldn't happen in the first place if you were transparent with us regarding these fixes that you're talking about, that you're fixing non-stop. Going back to reading it, the process is pretty straightforward. If you report a bug or issue in game through the game or player support, it gets sent to us. It gets sent to the coders and they prioritize it. Testers reproduce the bug. It is pretty logical that you must be able to make the bug happen, to understand why it happens, and to be able to fix it. Understandable. The biggest and most important bugs are fixed first. That's fair enough. Bug fixes are made and they roll out with the next weekly release. This contains a combination of known and new issues, following the same process we just talked about. Once we learn about a new bug, we prioritize fixing it and then release the fix. Fair enough. On to the next section. Instantly get max level. This was part of Yogi's video, saying some people had access to dev commands, which they were able to max level their account. AE's response to this said, false. Upon investigating, we have not found any evidence of this, just rumors, although it is possible for devs to do this. In Yogi's video, it only mentioned that people had access to dev commands that were able to do it, so I don't see really any reason for the first part, but okay, I guess you mentioned that devs are able to do it, and some people have access to dev commands, as shown per Yogi's video. Accessing items, quests that should not be available. Their response: true. We have investigated a claim that players were able to access some alpha items, as shown per Yogi's video. We found a few players who did indeed have the items without having the badge required to get them. So what this means is that some people were able to accept the quest and get the alpha items, for example, Alpha Guardian Knight items, and they didn't have the badge at the time to get it, but they still were able to access the quest. The shops had proper requirements on them, but using a workaround hack, they were able to accept quests and get the items. It isn't a hack, it's just a code that they enter into the game, since they had access to the files and they were able to get the quest. Maybe not even a code. Maybe it's just something in game. So, back on track. This was done about 6 months ago. It is possible that this issue has already been fixed. Okay, fair enough. The coders are reviewing the code and will release a hotfix today if the quests are not properly locked. Then the items will be removed from any players who should not have them. So any players who have got their hands on these items when they are not supposed to have them, they will be removed. Moving on to client versus server. Here it is said that this is just informative, so there are two parts to the game. One is the client, I think that they were trying to type that. It's a typo. When you hear client, it typically means the program and the files that live on your computer. You use this to log in and connect to our game world. It is sort of like a web browser. You load stuff and experience our game world. On the other hand, there is server. Server is just a fancy word for one of our computers. Our game servers are a collection of programs, databases, files that combine like Voltron to run the game world. The golden rule of any MMORPG is that the server must be secure, which is not the case in this game, unfortunately. A lot of DDoS attacks happen. Even today, while I was playing PvP, there was multiple DDoS attacks that happened. So the server is definitely not secure. This includes actions like fighting monsters, crafting, completing a quest, or leveling up. All online games are made this way. The client is, on the other hand, well, the server can never trust the client because it lives on someone else's computer and can be tampered with, which is the case that we were talking about in Yogi's video, that they can tamper with the server. This is true literally every game ever made. Sorry about that. This is why all players use their client to connect and talk to the server, and the server relays messages between all players. Clients never talk directly to each other, ever. Everyone just talks to the server, and then the server tells everyone else what's going on. This is how you keep the game safe and secure. And this is important to understand. Reading on. Okay, I'm not gonna speak about client and server since it's not really my area of expertise anyways, right? But there has been a lot of DDoS attacks, which what I notice, which is an issue that I always face when trying to play the game, which everyone else faces as well at the same time. I feel like that should be looked into. The servers are kind of old, weak. So moving along. And these are not my own words, these are words of other players as well. So moving along, dev commands. Devs of the game have a ton of top secret commands like /restart server and /ban. Anyone can type these in, go ahead, but they will only work if you're a dev. This is because the server will only allow devs to use those commands. There are a lot of things that work in this game this way. Yes, and some people have access to them, unfortunately. Moving along. Client commands and functions. There are a huge number of client commands. There are some intended for you to use and some only exist for the game to do stuff. For example, there are commands to change your facial expression, to force a cutscene to load. A lot of reported issues were the use of a hacked game client to use commands and functions when they are not supposed to be used. In fact, almost all of the things reported fall in this category. Needless to say, decompiling and editing game's code is against terms of service agreement. But that is like posting a no trespassing sign. Good guys will follow the rules, but the bad guys will break into your house anyway. This is why we said the above. It is important that the game server is secure. Overall, our players have been good. But when hacks and exploits were abused, we need to add new rules to the server to kick, ban, disable those ruining the game for the others. In our previous games, we have added traps. Traps includes things like shop that no one would ever be able to access, though through normal gameplay. If a hacker opens the shop, their account is instantly banned. They say we never give warnings when we do things like this. Please consider this an official announcement or official warning announcement. So what they're saying here is that they're gonna lay traps in the game for like hackers that have specific commands to maybe access a shop, a quest that they're not supposed to access, and the game will ban them instantly. So be careful, guys. Moving along to speed hacks. This one I've experienced a lot, so let's see. They said the biggest potential issue is speed hacks and teleportations. A year ago, the team added a speed monitor and bot score to the game. The server watches your movement, and if you appear to be teleporting or speeding around the map, it adds a score to your character. Okay, about that, in some cases there are players who are able to rubber band. Basically what a rubber band is, if you 180 so fast, or if you do 180 consistently, you can see your character teleporting back and forth. Would that count in the scoring, or would it count outside of the scoring? Because some players don't do it on purpose, it just happens. And as for speeding, there are ways to do to manually speed your character, although it's called kiting in PvP, and over the course of some months, years, I've seen some innocent players get banned left and right, whether it's my guild or not my guild. I've seen innocent players get banned left and right for no reason for this. So I don't know if you guys were acting solely based off of, oh, I know this guy is hacking, or were you guys acting based off of this, the bot or scoring or whatever you have in your system? Moving along, we can detect the hackers but have not enabled the automatic banning of players. Oh, so you haven't activated it. Okay, so yet we have been doing it manually. However, if a player is reported, they are reported for this. Then they send it to the devs who look at their bot score. Okay, fair enough. So the devs are able to look at the bot score, and they will be manually banned. So they are judged by the devs who look at their bot score, seeing how many times they teleported or how many times they have been speed hacking. They'll be manually banned. However, some player, like I said, are able to do this rubber band thing, and this rubber band thing is more of a kiting. It's not meant to be a hack. It's something in game that you can do. So I don't know about that. So if players are abusing it, if there are some players abusing it, I advise stopping the use of it. So don't use that, guys. It seems we need to turn this on. People using these exploits will be automatically banned. We met tonight on this and are pulling the data so we can carefully set the ban thresholds. So they're setting it, I guess, soon enough, because some people have already asked no, the bot scores will never be public. Fair enough. But then again, if the bot scores will never be public, how can I, as a player, defend myself in the case of me getting banned and I feel like I have been innocent? Because these things happened before, and let's just say we were able to actually unban a couple of players. I remember this incident where like they banned a lot of players in the Moist vs. Parkour. There was a lot of players banned and taken off the leaderboards, and these people were fairly innocent. They were just lumped in with the other cheaters because AE failed to recognize that people are able to use hot peppers, which hot peppers is gives you a 30% movement speed randomly, right? And they were using it in the Moist vs. Parkour to set records, right? I've had players message me left and right telling me, why are we banned, and even though we're innocent? We got the issue resolved because one player in particular had a recording of him doing the run at the time, so we were able to actually get the bans lifted because we had a recording. Now, I want to know, will we be able to defend ourselves in these situations, or will we be banned once the bot decided to ban us and that's about it? Like, what will be the role of support in this instance? Because let's say I get banned and I'm innocent, right? How am I supposed to defend myself in that situation? I feel like that's a question a lot of players would be asking about this when it comes to bot scores or speeding and teleporting. Moving along, room skipping. An exploit that was reported that would allow players to skip rooms all the way to the boss. This is true for a good number of our dungeons. Our newer dungeons have requirements per room that must complete, and in order to access the next room, the painfully manual solution for this issue is to go back through all the dungeons and add requirements for each room. The new map editor tool that was just finished being created will make this easier. Awesome. So they're getting that fixed. Spawner machine trigger. Another exploit that was reported requires a custom command to be sent to this server to activate a charade spawner. We call it charade spawner because this type of map machine was first created way back on the very first Friday the 13th. It randomly spawns a monster from time to time. So the charades that spawn each 5 minutes, 10 minutes ish. Sometimes we use the same or similar machine to deliver rewards to the end of the dungeons. Okay, to spawn the reward at the end of the dungeons once you finish it. It was discovered that the charade spawner was configured incorrectly. This made it possible to activate the machine over and over and over, so people were duplicating rewards over and over and over, getting it over and over and over, making farms easier for them once at the end of the dungeon, instead of having to wait for its normal spawn event. We have to manually go back through the maps and fix them. Props to them for that, to fix it. Admin tools including spawn and map editor. There was a misleading claim that our new spawn and map editor tools could be used by anyone with a client hack. Now, this was mentioned in Yogi's video that people had access to these since they are part of the dev tools. So they're claiming it's not true, but as shown in the video that it was true. But I don't know who to believe, but I guess in any case, they're going to fix that soon enough. And they say, like the dev commands that we talked about above, which I mentioned just now, only devs can actually use the spawn and map editor tools. The server will not allow anyone other than the devs to actually spawn monsters or edit any maps. Okay, moving along to Steam files and the game client. Just for the record, any game you install on Steam is downloaded to your computer. All on the files to be required to make the game run on your own. It was weird getting ragged on for our files being in your Steam folder when literally every other game you have is there too. It's not getting ragged on, it's more of like attention. The files can be accessed easily through there, and the code could be changed through there. It's not getting ragged on about it, it's more like pay attention to it. And moving along, PvP score machine. There was a claim that you can instantly win PvP matches. We are investigating. It is unimportant to take every claim seriously. The PvP match history logs do not show any examples of this, but we are doing a deeper dive. Okay, props to them for that. Guild invite issue. We are investigating this issue. We'll keep you posted once we can recreate the bug. By this bug, they mean that someone who's outside of your guild can invite themselves into your guild and take ownership of your guild. They're gonna look into that bug, which was mentioned in Yogi's video. The dangers of hacked clients, aka third-party clients. If you download and play the game properly from Steam, you are safe. Our servers are secure. When you load up the game, it is private conversation between your game client and official servers. However, this is just a warning showing you that playing on any other client, that means if you're a client and playing on a modded client or like a hacked client, that other people have access to your email, password, and every message you type, and they have access to a lot of things, and it could cause DDoS to the server. It could cause the antivirus software will not detect it, of course, on your computer. So please don't do that. And this is also avoids danger from your side as well as a client. And they said, thank you. I would like to thank everyone who helped bring these issues to our attention and who are helping to make the game better. We will keep you up to date on our progress on these fixes. Meanwhile, Nulgath Part 3 is approaching. The new map editor tools are finally finished. It's pretty exciting, and we are now using them to build Nulgath Release. We have our working demo of the sheathing feature, which is awesome. They have sheathing coming soon to the game. And it is March, so there are probably going to be some date stuff at some point. So that's all they have regarding this. Now my personal take on this is that I'm a person who likes to see things happen. I don't judge fairly based off of whatever I just read. If you want to be transparent with me, you can be transparent with me, sure. It makes me happy that you're being transparent with me. But I like to see these happening right before my eyes. I like to see maybe a patch note explaining showing me what was fixed, what is not fixed yet, right? So I can know, oh, okay, so that got fixed, right? Can finally do it. So I would like maybe a patch notes or like some sort of aftermath, right? After like the update, maybe explaining to me like, we went over these fixes. We fixed these stuff. We fixed this. For example, like we fixed the PvP score machine. We fixed the guild invite issue. Just to make me feel like I'm on the safe side of things instead of being worried most of the time and being negative, not giving you guys credit for what you guys do. We know that the devs are hardworking and they don't have their eyes open to most of the stuff that's being put on, whether it's social media, Discord, or whatever, wherever it may be. So, but we would like it to be out there for us as well. The hard work that you put in, we would like it to be seen by us as well. So, if possible, you could show us the results of your hard work and what's being fixed and what's not being fixed. And that's about it from my side. So thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Peace.